We're back in the record. The time is 10:19 a.m.
Thank you. I was explaining to you that you have the opportunity to read the transcript of today's deposition.
داشتم براتون توضیح میدادم که شما فرصتی خواهید داشت که این رونوشتی که تهیه میشه از صحبت‌های جلسه امروز رو مرور بکنید، بخونید.
من که گفتم من که متوجه نمیشم که بخونم.
Like I said, I won't understand it if I read it.
So, do you have anyone translate things for you before you sign them?
کسی دارین که براتون ترجمه بکنه قبل از اینکه امضاش بکنی؟
وکیلشون نمیتونه بکنه کارو.
The attorney can't do that. Your attorney can't do that.
Can you please answer my question? Do you have anyone who can translate the deposition for anything writing for you?
آیا کسی دارید که بتونه براتون کلا چیزی رو ترجمه بکنه، چیزی که نوشته شده باشه رو؟ No.
All right. So, do you have a daughter?
دختر دارین؟
What is her name?
اسمشون چیه؟ مریم.
How old is she?
چند سالشونه؟ 36.
What does she do?
کارشون چیه؟
OBGYN.
She's an OBGYN.
Does she live with you?
با شما زندگی میکنن؟ No.
Is she married?
مزدوج هستن؟ Yes.
Does she sometimes review things for you?
آیا بعضی وقتا یه چیزی رو برای شما میخونن، مرور میکنن؟ No.
Do you have a husband?
شوهر دارین؟ Yes.
Does he speak English?
انگلیسی صحبت میکنن؟
کم.
Very little.
Does he read things for you in
براتون
English?
چیزایی رو میخونن به انگلیسی؟
اصلا شوهرم چشمش ناراحته چیزی نمیتونه.
No, my husband has eye problems. He can't read anything.
Do you have any other children?
فرزند دیگه دارین؟ Yes.
Who is it?
کی؟ هانیه.
How old is she?
چند سالشه؟ 31.
Does she live with you?
با شما زندگی میکنن؟ No.
What does she do?
کارشون چیه؟
استودنت این پپردان برای دکترای سایکولوژی.
She's a student at Pepperdine. She's getting her PhD in psychology.
Has she ever translated any documents from English to Farsi for you?
آیا هیچ موقع هیچ مدرکی رو از انگلیسی به فارسی برای شما ترجمه کردن؟
نه.
No.
Has anyone strike that? حالا که بون
On this issue, so we will work with her to make sure that someone reads to her the transcript.
Thank you very much.
Verify that it's
ما یکی براشون
true or
فراهم
make any
می‌کنیم که
corrections.
Thank you so
این
much.
کتابچه رو براشون بخونه.
Has anyone translated any documents for you from English to Farsi ever?
آیا هیچ وقت
Objection.
هیچ کسی برای شما مدرکی رو از انگلیسی به فارسی ترجمه کرده؟
Objection, relevance.
نه. اعتراض کردن که ربطش چیه؟
Have you ever signed any documents in English?
آیا هیچ مدرکی رو شما به زبان انگلیسی امضا کردین هیچ وقت؟
نه.
نه.
Have you ever applied for Social Security benefits?
Objection, relevance, and I'm going to instruct the witness not to answer.
Well, you're not representing her.
آیا برای
That's a privacy
مزایای
issue. I
امنیت
object to
اجتماعی هیچ
instruct
وقت
her not to
درخواست
answer.
دادید که وکیل اعتراض میکنن میگن به موکلم میگن جواب سوال رو ندن؟
For the record, you're not her lawyer, and you know she is obligated to respond to this question because it's very relevant to her honesty and whether or not she lied in the past and whether or not she signed any documents. She just told me that she hasn't signed any documents, so I need to inquire into that.
This is a privacy issue, and so it has no relevance to this case.
It does.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Well, I must say, how does it? Is your only argument that it's relevant to her credibility?
One.
Is there no
Yes.
reason why it's relevant to this
Credibility.
case?
I'm just
That's the only reason why it's
Yes.
relevant. I would instruct her not to answer.
You would instruct her not to answer?
Yes.
Okay.
وکیلتون میگن جواب سوال رو ندید.
She is not, no. He is not her lawyer. So you need to understand. She needs to understand that.
ایشون وکیل شما نیستن.
Okay. Are you going to answer my question?
جواب سوال منو خواهید داد؟
شما اصلا بپرسید من نفهمیدم شما چی گفتید.
Okay.
I didn't understand what you said.
My question is whether or not you have ever signed any document in English.
سوال من اینه که آیا شما هیچ وقت در هیچ زمانی مدرکی رو که به زبان انگلیسی بوده امضا کردین؟
چه مدرکی رو؟
What document?
Any document.
هر مدرکی.
اگه مدرکی که واجب کارم باشه برام ترجمه کردم پایینش.
If it had to do with my work, then it was translated for me and I signed at the bottom.
Okay. What work are you referring to?
منظورتون چه کاریه؟
تنها کاری که من اینجا کردم همون مزایای سوشال سکیوریتی.
The only thing that I've done was for Social Security benefits.
Who translated it for you?
کی برای شما ترجمه کرد؟
اون کسی که برای من این کار انجام داد.
The person who was taking care of it for me.
Who was that?
کی بوده؟
این مال 24 سال پیشه اصلا کسی که نمیتونم پیدا کنم.
That was 24 years ago and I can't find that person any longer.
Did Mahvash Mazgani ever help you with that?
آیا مهوش مازگانی هیچ موقع به شما کمک کردن در رابطه با اون؟
در رابطه به چه کاری؟
About what?
در مورد social security? About social security?
About social security?
محوش به من کمک
No, Mahvash did not help me.
Have you ever talked to her about your social security benefits?
آیا هیچ موقع با ایشون راجع به مزایای همین تامین اجتماعی با ایشون صحبت کردین؟
بله.
Yes.
When was that?
کی بوده؟
همون 24 سال پیش.
24 years ago.
And what did you ask and what did she tell you?
چی پرسیدین و جواب ایشون چی بوده؟
Objection, relevance.
اعتراض میکنن چه ربطی داره؟
Go ahead.
جواب میدیم.
I instruct the witness not to answer.
و میگم که جواب
Relevance?
سوال رو
You
ندارم.
cannot.
On the grounds of relevance?
Are you
No,
kidding?
it's a privacy issue. She's talking about a conversation she had with someone about her personal
مسئله
social
محرم
security
بودن.
status.
She didn't even say what is it about. She said she had a conversation. So we
No,
need
you
to
said
find
it was
out
about
what it is.
social. You asked her about social security
Yeah.
benefits, so
Yeah.
that's what it's about.
چون در رابطه با ربطش دارن
That's a
اعتراض
private
میکنن و
concern.
میگن مسئله محرمانه است.
من این زندگی خصوصی منه.
That's my
من
private
راجع به
life.
کار من نیومدم با این صحبت
And I'm not here to talk about
من
my
اومدم اینجا
business.
که راجع به یه حقیقتی حرف بزنم.
I'm here
این
to
نمیتونه
talk
راجع
about
به
a
زندگی
truth.
خصوصی من بگه.
You can't talk about my private life.
Are you going to answer my question?
آیا جواب سوال منو میدین؟
چه سوالی؟
What question?
The question is, what did you discuss with Mahvash Mazgani about your social security benefits?
سوال اینه که شما با خانم مهوش مازگانی در مورد مزایای تامین اجتماعی چه صحبتی کردین؟
Same objection, same
همون
instruction.
اعتراض و همون راه دستور.
چه صحبتی باش می‌کنم راهنمایی ازش خواستم.
What conversation would I have had with her? I just asked her for some guidance.
What guidance did she give you?
چه راهنمایی کردن؟
Same objection, same instruction.
منو میخواد.
Why do you want the specifics of my private life?
خوب نیستش.
This is not
که
good.
زندگی خصوصی منو میخواد بگه.
It's not
من نیومدم
good
راجع به زندگی خصوصی
to ask
خودم
about
صحبت
my
کنم.
private life.
من
I'm not
اومدم
here
راجع
to
به
talk
خودم
about my
صحبت
private
کنم.
life. I'm here to talk about your issue.
Answer my question, please.
لطفاً جواب سوال من بدین.
من جوابی ندارم بدم.
I don't
من
have
24
anything to
سال پیش
respond
نفرش
to.
به من چه چیزی
I
گفته.
don't remember what Mahfash said to me 24 years ago.
You don't remember at all?
اصلا یادتون نمیاد.
هر راهنمایی که بر بقیه میکنم اونم به من راهنمایی کرده.
Any
چیز خاصی به من راهنمایی
Guidance that
نکرده.
anybody else would have given me was what she gave me. It wasn't anything specific.
When did you come to the United States?
کی اومدین ایالات متحده؟
سال 2000
In 2000.
All right. Before I go any further, I want to let you know that it is extremely important not only for you to tell the truth,
قبل از اینکه
because you have taken an
روی
oath,
تحریم خیلی باید بهتون
but
تاکید
also I
بکنم
don't want you to
که
guess.
اهمیت داره که
You can
حقیقت
give me
رو
your
که به
best
خاطر که تحت
estimate.
سوگند هستین به هیچ
What
وجه
this
نمیخوام
means-
حدس بزنین ولی باید بهترین تخمینی رو که میتونین بزنین.
What this means is that the difference between
اینه که
a guess and an estimate, if I asked you to look at the table in my conference room that we're sitting right now and ask you what is the length of it,
اگه بپرسم
you can take a look at it and you can give me an estimate.
تخمین بزنید
However,
طولش
if I
چقدره.
asked you to tell me the
اگه بهتون
length of the
بگم
desk
که
in my
مثلا
personal office,
میز تو دفتر من
since you've never been there, you have to
طول
guess.
شما که هیچ وقت
Do
نبودید
you
اونجا،
understand the difference between estimate and
جوابی که
guess?
بدین، اون میشه کاملا حدس. متوجه هستین تفاوت بین تخمین و حدس رو؟
یه ذره برای من توضیح بدین که من متوجه بشم چون همیشه صحبت میکنم همیشه صحبت میکنیم ترجمهش واسه من سخت میشه یه ذره اجازه بدین
Could you please explain further because you're talking at the same time as he's speaking, you're interpreting, so it's difficult for me to understand.
Okay, so let's take it step by step. I'm going to explain to you the difference between estimate and a guess.
تفاوت تخمین و حدس رو میخوام حالا براتون بگم.
An estimate is when I ask you to look at the desk in my conference room that you're sitting right now and ask you what is the length of it. You can take a look at it and based on your experience you can give me an estimate.
تخمین یه مثالی از تخمین اینه که اگه ازتون بپرسم که الان این میزی که سرش نشستیم عرض و طولش چقدره میتونین نگاه بکنین با چشم تقریبی یه تخمینی بزنین بگین عرضش انقدر طولش انقدر.
However, if I told you to tell me the length of my desk in my personal office, since you've never been there, you've never seen it, you have to guess. Do you understand it?
اگه ازتون بپرسم میزی که من تو دفترم دارم عرض و طولش چقدره، شما که هیچ وقت تو دفتر من نبودید نمیدونید عرض و طولش چقدره و به همین علت هر جوابی که بدین اون وقت میشه حدس. متوجه میشین؟
بله.
Yes.
یه سوال دارم.
One question.
من به شما گفتم من سال 2000 اومدم اینجا موندم.
I told you that I came here in the year 2000 to stay.
ولی 1297 برای اولین بار اومدم ولی رفتم.
But I came here for the first time in 1997 as a tourist and then left afterwards.
Thank you for clarifying it. I'm going to get there. Thank you so
ممنون
much.
که اینو روشن کردین. حالا
All right. Now,
میرسیم.
do you understand the difference between guess and estimate now?
حالا تفاوت بین تخمین و حدس رو متوجه شدین چیه؟
اونجا من مسافرت اومده بودم برگشتم 2000 اومدم اینجا موندم.
Yes. So at that time I came here on a trip. I stayed for a bit. I went back and then I returned.
Do you understand the difference between estimate and a guess?
آیا شما تفاوت بین تخمین و حدس رو متوجه شدین؟ Yes.
So, I'm entitled to the best estimate, but I don't want you to guess. Do you understand that?
حق دارم در جوابای شما بهترین تخمینی که میتونید بزنین رو داشته باشن ولی به هیچ وجه نمیخوام حدس بزنید. متوجهید؟ Yes.
So, you testified that you came to the US in 1997, you went back, and then came back in the year 2000, correct?
خب پس شما شهادت دادین که اول 1997 آمدین، برگشتین رفتین، دوباره در سال 2000 آمدین اینجا. Yes.
And since 2000, you've been living in the United States?
و از سال 2000 به این طرف در ایالات متحده زندگی کردید. Yes.
And are you a US citizen?
تبع آمریکا هستید؟ Yes.
When did you become a US
کی
citizen?
تبع شدین؟ 2002.
Do you have a driver's license?
تصدیق رانندگی دارین؟ Yes.
Do you drive?
رانندگی میکنین؟
الان چند سال رانندگی نمی‌کنم.
I haven't been driving for a few years now.
Did you take the US citizenship test in English or in writing? Or in Farsi?
به زبان انگلیسی یا به زبان فارسی امتحان گواهی نامه رو دادین؟
فارسی.
فارسی.
How about your driver's license?
مال گواهی رانندگیتون چی؟
اونا به فارسی.
That was also in Farsi.
All right.
امتحان اول هم امتحان رانندگی رو به فارسی امتحان چیزی رو به فارسی دادم.
So I took the driver's test in Farsi. What other tests would there be?
When you became a US citizen, didn't you take a test?
وقتی که تبع شدین آیا امتحان ندادین؟
امتحان دادم.
Yes, I did.
What language?
چه زبانی؟
زبان انگلیسی برای جمله‌های ساده.
In English, but they were very simple questions.
So you do read English,
پس انگلیسی میتونین بخونین.
یه کمی بله.
A little bit, yes.
and you do understand English,
یه مقدارم متوجه میشین انگلیسی. Very little.
but you understand.
ساری. حرفای روزانه رو متوجه میشم.
I understand.
کلمات خاصی که اگه به کار برده بشه متوجه نمیشم.
I understand daily conversation, and if specific words are used, then I don't understand.
All right. Now, have you reviewed any documents to prepare yourself for today's deposition?
آیا برای اینکه خودتون رو برای این جلسه استشهادی آماده بکنین مدارکی مرور کردین؟
نه.
No.
Have you talked to anyone?
با کسی صحبت کردین؟
نه.
No.
Where did you sleep last night?
دیشب کجا خوابیدین؟
خونه دختر.
My daughter's house.
Where is it?
کجاست؟
What? I don't care about the address. I just want to know the city.
شهرشو فقط میخوام بدونم، آدرسشو نه.
رنچو کوکومانگا.
رانچو کوکامانگا.
How did you get here today?
چه جوری امروز آمدین اینجا؟
با اوبر اومدم.
I came with Uber.
Are you under any medication?
آیا تحت دارو هستین؟ A lot.
Name them for me, please.
اسمشون رو لطفاً بفرمایید.
اسم داروهامو
The name of my medications?
Yes.
بله.
من برای قند، دیابت،
For
مشکل قلبی،
diabetes, heart problem,
کبد چرب،
fatty liver,
های کلسترول،
high cholesterol,
فشار خون،
blood pressure,
البته افت فشار خون،
low blood pressure.
دارو بخورم.
I take medication for
اگه
them.
میخواین داروهامو اسمشون رو یکی بگم.
And if you want the names of my medications, I can give them to you one by one.
Do any of them affect your memory?
آیا هیچ یک از این داروها رو حافظتون اثر میذاره؟
نه. چیزی به من نگفتن که رو دارو فزد اثر میذاره.
They haven't told me that it does.
Do any of these medication make you sleepy?
آیا هیچ یک از این داروها شما رو خواب‌آلود میکنه؟ No.
Where do you live?
شما کجا زندگی میکنید؟
میشه بیا
In Mission Viejo.
What is the address, please?
آدرسش چیه لطفا؟
2745 میشه بیا 92691
22745 Fortuna Lane, Mission Viejo, 92691.
How long you been living there?
چند وقت اونجا زندگی میکنی؟
از وقتی که اینجا اومدم از سال 2001
Ever since I came here in 2001, about 24 years.
So since 2001 through present you've been living there?
پس یعنی از 2001 تا به امروز شما در اونجا زندگی میکنی. Yes.
And you own that house?
خب مال خودتونه منزل؟ No.
Who owns it?
مال کیه؟
رنته
It's a rental.
Who is the owner?
صاحبش کیه؟
چرا باید بگم
Why do I need to tell you?
Because we are here at your deposition, you decided to come and testify in this case, and I have the right to ask you questions. So please answer the question.
شما امروز اومدین اینجا موافقت کردین که در جلسه استشهادی شرکت بکنید، در این پرونده شهادت بدین و من حق اینو دارم که از شما سوال بکنم.
به اسم دامادم
It's in my son-in-law's name.
What is his name?
اسم ایشون چیه؟
آرمن بوقاسیان
Was this property bought under his name from the beginning?
آیا این ملک از اول به اسم ایشون خریداری شد؟
نه
No.
It was purchased.
این خونه رنت بوده
It was a rental
2017
until 2017.
2017 این خونه رو خریدن
And then
اجاره دادن.
they purchased it in 2017 and rented it to me.
Okay, from 2001 through 2017, who was the owner?
از 2001 الی 2017 مالک منزل کی بوده؟
اسمش رو میتونم براتون بگم الان یادم نیست اسمش چیه.
I don't remember the name right now. I can find it for you, but it was an American.
Do you own any houses?
آیا خودتون صاحب هیچ منزلی هستین؟
نه
No.
Any properties?
کلاً ملک؟
نه
No.
Any assets?
کلاً اموال، دارایی؟ No.
Did you pay for the purchase of the property by your son-in-law?
آیا شما برای خرید اون ملکی که دامادتون خریدن پولی دادین؟
نه
No.
Okay, I want you to listen to this question very carefully and make sure that you tell the truth.
حقیقت رو لطفاً گوش کنین، درست حقیقت رو بگید.
When you applied for social security number, did you lie on your application as to your assets?
وقتی که برای شماره سوشال سکیوریتی همون تامین اجتماعی شما درخواست دادین، آیا در مورد اموالتون روی اون درخواستنامه دروغ گفتین؟
Objection, I instruct the witness not to answer.
اعتراض میکنن میگن جواب ندید.
Have you ever
On
lied?
what grounds?
Privacy and
خاطر
relevance.
محرمانه بودن و ربط.
Have you ever lied on the penalty of perjury?
آیا هیچ موقع تحت سوگند شما دروغ گفتین با دانش اینکه مجازات داشته باشه؟
نه
نه.
Do you consider yourself to be an honest person?
به نظر خودتون شما آدم صادقی هستین؟
بله
Yes.
Do you lie?
دروغ میگین؟
نه
No.
What is your education?
تحصیلاتتون چیه؟
اینجا که من درس نخوندم
I
من تو
didn't.
ایران درس خوندم
I didn't study here. I studied in Iran.
What is your education in Iran?
خب در ایران تحصیلات.
لیسانس داشتم
I had a bachelor's.
In what?
در چه رشته؟
میکروب شناسی
Microbiology.
Did you take any courses in the United States?
در آمریکا هیچ کلاسایی برداشتین؟ No.
Since you came to the United States, what work have you done, if any?
از وقتی آمدین آمریکا اگه کار کردین چه نوع کاری کردین؟
من کار نکردم
I did not work.
How about your husband?
شوهرتون چی؟
شوهرم کار کرد
My husband worked.
And what did he do?
ایشون چی کار کردن؟
تو گاز استیشن کار میکرد
He worked at a gas station.
What was his position at the gas station?
سمتشون چی بود اونجا؟
کار میکرد دیگه استیشن
He just worked at the gas station.
Did he have any interest in the gas station?
آیا به اصطلاح منافعی داشتن در اون پمپ بنزین؟
نه
No.
Any ownership?
مالکیت؟
نه
No.
Is he still working?
هنوزم کار میکنن؟
نه خیلی وقت کار نمیکنم
No, he hasn't been working for a long time.
When did he stop working?
کی دیگه کار رو متوقف کردن؟
فکر میکنم 2000 از تاریخ 2013 بین 2011 تا 13
Somewhere between 2011
یادم نمیاد
and
که
2013, but I don't remember the exact date.
من خیلی سال کار میکنم.
He hasn't been working for a while now.
Have you ever worked in the United States?
آیا I'm sorry, her?
Yes.
آیا شما هیچ وقت در آمریکا کار کردین؟ No.
What is the name of your husband?
اسم شوهرتون چیه؟
سید فخرایی.
سید فخرایی.
Do you have any income?
درآمدی دارین؟
همین سوشال سکیوریتی.
Just the social security.
So you live on your social security?
با همین حقوق social security زندگی میکنین شما. Yes.
Your husband is also getting social security?
شوهرتون هم میگیرن؟ Yes.
When did he start getting it?
از کی شروع کردن ایشون
Objection,
دریافت کردن؟
relevance.
اعتراض
من
میکنم.
جواب نمیدم. نمیتونم خصوصیات زندگی منو داره میریزه بیرون. به من چه ربطی داره؟
I'm not going to respond to
من
that.
ریسپانس
You're
نمیدم. حرف جمله خودتون ریسپانس میگی منم میگم
you're
ریسپانس.
you're
من
not
جواب نمیدم.
I'm not responding to that. You're delving into my private life and I'm not going to respond.
ایشون داره منو محاکمه میکنه.
You're
جایی که من
putting
میگم
me
جواب
on
اونا رو بدم داره منو محاکمه
Trial
میکنه.
instead of me just responding to you,
ربطی
you're putting me
زندگی
on
من به
trial.
پرونده نداره.
My private life has nothing to do with this case.
خصوصیات زندگی منه.
These are the details of my private life. It's my private life.
بقیه ربطی
It has
نداره.
nothing to do with anybody else.
Are you refusing to answer my question?
یعنی شما دارین از جواب دادن ممانعت میکنین.
جواب نمیدم. خصوصیات زندگی
I
منه.
will
نمیخوام
not
جواب بدم.
respond.
راجع به خودم گفتین
It's
گفتم.
my private life. I
راجع به
don't want to
شوهرم بچه‌ام
respond.
برای چی باید شما
You asked me
توضیح بدم؟
about myself, I responded, but you're asking me about my husband and my children, and I'm not going to respond. Why should I respond?
What year did your husband apply for social security benefit?
شوهرتون در چه سالی برای تامین اجتماعی درخواست
من
دادن؟
جواب نمیدم.
I'm not going to respond.
Did he lie in his application?
آیا در درخواستنامه‌شون ایشون دروغ گفتن؟
نه دروغ نگفت.
No, he did not lie.
Who got the social security for him?
چه کسی برای ایشون
Objection, relevance.
امنیت اجتماعی
به
رو
خودش
گرفت؟
مربوطه. به من ربطی نداره. از خودش
It has nothing to do with me. It is his business. Ask him yourself.
You're refusing to answer?
پس یعنی ممانعت میکنین از جواب دادن؟
بله چون مربوط به من نیست.
Yes,
مربوط
because
به کار من
It has
نیست.
nothing to do with me or my issues.
It's about your husband.
شوهرتون.
So, did Mahvash help him get social security?
آیا خانم مهوش کمک کردن که ایشون هم تامین اجتماعی بگیرن؟
محور چه کمکی میکنید در مورد گرفتن سوشال
What help would
سکیوریتی من؟ یه قانونه.
Mahvash what help would Mahvash provide in getting me my social security? This is the law.
So, I'm going to ask the question again.
حالا دوباره سوال میکنم.
You know,
من جواب نمیدم.
And I'm not going to respond.
Is Mahvash did Mahvash help your husband to get to get social security benefit?
آیا خانم مهوش به شوهرتون کمک کردن که
من
بتونن
نمی‌دونم.
تامین اجتماعی بگیرن؟
من نمیدونم.
I don't know.
Your husband got social security after you did?
شوهرتون
Objection,
بعد از
relevance.
شما تامین اجتماعی رو گرفتن؟ اعتراض کردن؟
Go ahead.
جواب میدین شما.
اعتراض کردم من جواب نمیدم.
No, he didn't.
He objected, so I'm not going to respond.
Okay, listen now. He can make an objection.
ساری. اون داره منو محاکمه میکنه.
You're putting
من
me on trial.
نمیدونم که منو محاکمه
I'm not
می‌کنه.
here to be put on trial.
من جوابای شما رو نمیدم.
I'm not responding to your
شما راجع
questions.
به هومن هرچی میخواین از من سوال.
Whatever you want to ask me
راجع به
about
زندگی
Human,
خصوصی
you
من
can
شما
ask.
اجازه ندارید.
But you have no right to ask about my
Okay,
private
don't raise your voice first of all, ma'am.
صداتون رو بلند
Okay,
نکنید،
because
لطفاً.
it's not appropriate to do that.
درست
Okay,
نیست.
so the thing is this, and you know what? I rather for you to look at the camera because I want you to see the camera when you
لطفاً
talk.
تو دوربین نگاه کنید.
Okay, when you answer. Okay, now my question to you is very simple.
سوال من خیلی ساده است.
My question is whether or not your husband applied for Social Security after you did.
سوال من اینه که آیا شوهرتون بعد از شما درخواست مزایای تامین اجتماعی کردن؟
Objection, relevance.
اعتراض میکنن چه ربطی داره؟
Yes, answer my question.
جواب میدین شما.
چه ربطی داره؟
What relevance does it have?
It's not up to you to ask. It's up to you to answer. So please answer
شما
the
فقط
question.
باید
You don't want to be
جواب
here all day
بدید.
today.
سوال که چه ربطی داره و
Talk
یا
to me.
امروز
من
کار شما
سوالایشون
نیست.
جواب میدم، سوالایی که راجع به کار باشه.
I'm responding to your
راجع به خصوصیات
questions
زندگی من
regarding
دلیل نداره
work.
بهشون جواب
There's no
بدم.
reason for me to respond to you regarding my private life. I'm not here to be put on trial. I'm here to respond to questions truthfully.
Okay. Are you going to answer my question?
جواب سوال من میدین؟
من جواب ندارم.
No, I have no response.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you to see if you have a response again.
حالا
Do you have-
سوال میکنم که ببینم
strike
جوابی
that.
دارین یا نه.
Did your husband apply for Social Security after you did?
آیا شوهرتون بعد از شما درخواست دادن برای امنیت اجتماعی؟
Objection relevance.
چه
اعتراض
رابطه‌ای
می‌کنم
بین
ربطش.
این جریان و کار اون هست؟ من جواب
If you can explain to me
Exclusion.
what relevance there is between this and what's going on, then I'll respond to your question.
Okay, you're not here to ask questions, you're here to answer
ولی
questions.
شما امروز اینجا نیومدین که سوال بکنین، امروز اومدین اینجا که جواب
من
بدین.
اومدم که جواب بدم ولی جواب
Yes, I'm
درست
here
بدم.
to respond,
جوابی
but
که
respond
راجع به
correctly.
پرونده است بدم.
Respond about
جواب
issues
راجع به
about the
زندگی
case,
خودم
but
بدم.
not about my life.
Answer my question.
لطفاً جواب سوال من بدین.
من چی بگم بهشون؟
What should I say to you?
Answer my question.
جواب سوال.
Do you remember the question or you want me to
یادتون
repeat it for the
میاد
third
سوال
time?
رو
The counsel, she's told you she's
من
not
جواب
going to
نمیدم.
answer the
بگین جواب
question.
ندادید. بگین جواب ندادید. من یادم نیست.
I'm not
من
going to
اول گرفتم به اون
respond.
گرفته.
I don't remember whether I got it first or he did.
Okay. Now, did your husband come with you to the United States? Did you come together?
آیا با شوهرتون یعنی همراه شوهرتون آمدین امریکا؟ Yes.
All right. At some point you decided to come and testify in this case, correct?
شما یه زمانی شد که تصمیم گرفتین که بیاین برای این پرونده شهادت بدین.
Objection
درسته؟
assumes facts, not evidence, lacks foundation.
اعتراض میکنن که پایه و اساس نداره و همچنین یه استنباطایی هستش که وجود نداره.
Answer my question.
جواب سوال بدین لطفا.
وقتی ایشون اعتراض میکنه بازم من باید جواب
Yes.
When he objects, do I still need to answer?
Absolutely.
بله.
سوالتون دوباره بگید.
Please repeat the question.
Can you read the last question, please?
Okay.
Can you?
Question. All right, at some point, you decided to come and testify in this case, correct?
سوال این بود که یه زمانی شد که شما تصمیم گرفتین که بیاین و برای این پرونده شهادت بدین. درسته؟
از قبل به من میگفتن که تو اگه بزن بخوام بیاد چیز بدی چی میگم بگین شما کمکم کنین بیام که با هم سوال جواب بکنم.
I was told previously that I might be asked to come in and answer questions.
به من گفتن که شاید لازم باشه که تو بیای حقیقت رو بگی.
And they told me that it might be necessary for me to come in and tell the truth.
منم به خاطر همین که اومدم که حقیقت رو بگم.
And that's why I'm here to tell the truth.
Okay, who are they? Who's they?
منظور اونها کی هستش؟
خواهرم بود.
My sister مهوش.
When did she say that?
کی به شما این حرف رو
The
زدن؟
first time?
بار اول.
خیلی وقت.
Long time ago.
Before or after she filed a lawsuit in this case?
بعد یا قبل از اینی که ایشون رفتن شکایتی رو به اجرا گذاشتن برای این پرونده؟
از قبلش به من میگفته که واقعیت رو میدونی اگه مشکلی پیش اومد بیا برای من
She
توضیح بده.
told me that because I know the truth, then if a problem arises, I would need to go in and tell the truth and answer questions.
So even before she filed a lawsuit, she asked you to basically come and tell that someday you may have to come and tell the truth, correct?
یعنی قبل از اینکه ایشون این شکایت رو ببرن به دادگاه به شما گفتن که ممکنه یه روزی شما برید و جواب سوال بدین، حقیقت رو بگین. No. When the lawsuit started and they went to court,
که حقیقت رو میدونی از من سوال کرد.
She
تو که حقیقت رو
asked
میدونی
me-
اگه ازت بخوان میاد به عنوان ویتنس
she asked me, since you know the truth, if they ask you, will you come in as a witness and testify?
And what did you say?
جواب شما چی
گفتم
بود؟
چون حقیقت رو میدونم میام.
I said because I know the truth, I will.
Did she tell you what truth she wanted you to testify
آیا
to?
ایشون گفتن که چه حقیقتی رو میخوان که شما براش شهادت
من
بدید؟
میدونستم که دعوا سر چیه.
I knew what the
چون که-
argument or the discussion or
چون
discrepancy
که
was
من با
about
هومن خیلی نزدیک بودم.
because I was very close to
و با هم
Homa
صحبت میکردیم.
and we spoke to one another.
من میدونستم مشکلشون چیه،
And I
بین هر دوتاشون
knew what
چیه.
their problem was between the
و
two
من
of them.
میدونستم اونی که حقیقت بود از من میخواستم، من اومدم اون حقیقت رو بگم.
And they asked me for the truth, and because I knew the truth, I came to tell the truth.
Okay, so let's take it step by step.
حالا قدم به قدم بریم جلو.
So you said you knew about the problem. What was it that you knew that the problem was?
راجع به مشکل شما اطلاع داشتین. این مشکل چی بود که شما راجبش اطلاع داشتین؟
میتونم بگم از اول شروع کنم به گفتن؟
Can I start from the very beginning and tell you?
I just want you to answer my question, please.
فقط جواب سوالم.
جوابشون چی بود؟
What is your question?
What was the problems that you knew that they had?
مشکلایی که شما اطلاع داشتین که اینا داشتن چی بود؟
مشکلی که روز اول شروع شده بود سر یک کیسی بود که من نمیدونم کیس چیه.
It was about the problem that started from the beginning was about a case, and I don't know about that case.
که تو اون کیس باخته بودن و هومن به مفش میگفتش که تو باید $150,000 پول وکیل رو تو بدی.
And it was a case in which they had lost, and Human was telling Mafash that she had to pay for the $150,000 attorney fee.
Great. So let's take it step by step.
حالا قدم به قدم.
What case was that and when was it?
چه پرونده‌ای بود و کی بوده؟
من پرونده رو نمیدونم، من کارشون رو خبر ندارم.
I don't know about the
رابطه رو میدونم.
case, and I don't know about their work. I just know about the relationship.
Okay. And when was that?
کی بوده؟
2015.
2015.
So in 2015, there was a case that you said they had lost. Who is they?
خب گفتین در 2015 یه پرونده‌ای بود که اینا باختن. اینها کی هستن؟
یه پرونده‌ای بوده که من نمیدونم، اونا رو من نمیدونم.
I don't know anything about the
ولی
case.
وقتی صحبت میشد میگفتن که یه پرونده‌ای بوده که باخته شده.
But there was a
ولی
case that
هومن
when they were
می‌دونم.
talking about it, they said that they had lost it.
من بعد $150,000 محوش بعد $150,000 پول کیس رو به پول وکیل رو بده.
And then Mafash would have had to pay the $150,000 attorney fees in that case.
How did you find out about that?
شما چه جوری اصلا کلا فهمیدین راجع
خود
به این
هومن
موضوع؟
به من تلفن زد.
Human called me himself,
خودش تلفن زد که همچین مشکلی شده، محوش باید این پول بده و نمیخواد.
telling me that this problem has arisen. Mafash needs to pay it, but she doesn't want to pay it.
Now, when you say Human, you're talking about Kevin, correct?
وقتی میگین هومن منظورتون کوینه؟
بله.
Yes.
Thank you.
من اشتباه هم تو هومن بگم چون عادت چندین سال است که بگم هومن.
Yes, I'm used to saying Human because I've been saying it for so many years, but I'll try to say Kevin.
Not a problem.
مسئله.
And just for the record, you're talking about when you say Human, you're referring to Kevin Moda, correct?
وقتی که میگین هومن منظورتون کوین مودا هستش؟ Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so at some point, Kevin or Human called you and said that, you know, there's $150,000 lawyer's fees that Mahvash has to pay, correct?
خب پس شد یه زمانی که همین کوین هومن به شما زنگ زد و بهتون گفتش که $150,000 پول وکیلی که خانم مهوش موظفم بدن، درسته؟ Yes.
And do you know why he called you?
میدونیم برای چی به شما زنگ زدن؟
میگم یه بابا هم رابطه نزدیک داشتیم.
Like I said, we had a very close relationship.
What do you mean about having a close relationship? Can you expand on it and tell us how your relationship was between you and him at that time?
منظورتون چی از رابطه نزدیکی که مگه میشه بیشتر توضیح بدین؟
توضیح بدم. پدرشون سرطان خون داشت و 2 سال من نگه داشتن.
So his father had leukemia, thank you, and I took care of him for 2 years.
در نتیجه این نگه داشتن ایشون پیش من که خانمشون هم چیت کرده بود رفته بود.
And because I was taking care of him and his wife had cheated and had
Move to
left.
strike about the wife and the cheating.
راجع به
But
خانومشون
you can proceed.
خیانت کرده بودن و اینا خط میزنیم از تو پرونده، حالا بقیه‌اش رو ادامه بدیم.
ببین به خاطر همین بچه‌ها به من خیلی نزدیک.
That's why the children had become very close to me.
بابا من خیلی به من نزدیک بود. مرتب تلفنی باهاش صحبت می‌کنیم.
Human was very close to me and I spoke to him or speak to
خیلی
him
راجع به خیلی چیزا باهاش صحبت
regularly.
می‌کردم.
On the phone I would speak to him about a
کاری
lot of
ازش
things.
می‌خواستم برام انجام می‌داد.
If I had asked him to do something for me, he would do it.
What did he do for you? What did you ask him to do for you?
چه کارایی می‌خواستین ازش که برای شما انجام بده که انجام میداد؟
اگه مثلا یه راهنمایی ازش می‌خواستم.
Just if I was asking him some advice about something.
He always helped you as much as he could, correct?
پس یعنی تا اونجایی که میتونست به شما کمک کرد،
کمک
درسته؟
فکری.
Just
Mental.
advice, mental thoughts, yeah.
Thank
Mental
you.
health.
Okay. And So that conversation was by telephone,
این صحبتی که انجام شد تلفنی
about $150,000.
راجع به $150,000. Yes.
Was anyone present when you were talking to him?
کسی حضور داشت وقتی شما باهاش صحبت می‌کردین؟
در اون مورد
Not about that issue.
Okay, you have a cell phone?
تلفن دستی دارین، گوشی دارین. Yes.
And were you on your cell phone when you spoke with him in the year 2015 about the $150,000?
وقتی در 2015 راجع به این $150,000 صحبت می‌کردین با همین تلفن دستیتون صحبت می‌کردین؟
If you remember.
شماره‌اش عوض شده ولی با تلفن دستی صحبت می‌کردم.
I was using the cell phone but the number has changed.
Okay, can you tell me the old number, please?
شماره قدیمی رو میتونید بگین لطفاً؟ I don't remember.
یادم نمیاد.
I don't remember.
When was it changed?
کی عوض شد؟
بذار فکر کنم.
Just a moment, let me think.
نه. چیزامون رو تلفن عوض کردیم.
We just changed the phone plan altogether.
When did you do that?
کی این کار کردین؟
من فکر می‌کنم از موقعی که دعوا شروع شد با همین شما تلفن با من صحبت کردم.
I think when they started having that argument, I spoke to Human on this phone.
Okay, my question is a bit different. When did you change your plan? When did you change your phone number?
سوال من ولی ذره متفاوته. میخوام بدونم که کی شماره تلفنتون و کلا اون پلن تلفنی رو عوض کردین.
یادم نمیاد.
I don't remember.
Was it, I mean, before 2015
قبل از
or after?
2015 یا بعد از
فکر
2015
می‌کنم مطمئن نیستم ولی فکر می‌کنم قبل از 2015 بوده چون از همون موقع تا حالا با همین شماره
I
تلفن با من
think,
صحبت
I'm not
کردم.
certain, but I think it was before 2015 because ever since then I've been using this number.
How about 2013?
2013 چی؟
What was your phone number then, if you remember?
تلفنتون اگه یادتون میاد اون موقع چی بود؟ I don't remember.
But you had a phone in 2013,
ولی
correct?
در 2013 شما تلفن داشتین، درسته؟ Yes.
داشتم.
And you also texted, correct?
همچنین پیامک هم میفرستادین، درسته؟
من زیاد اهل تکست دادن نیستم.
I don't do text very much.
Have you ever done it?
آیا قبلا اصلا کلا کردید تکست دادین؟
مثلا با بچه‌ها ممکنه تکست بزنم.
I may text my
زیاد
children.
تلفن و این چیزا نیست.
I just don't have a lot to do with phones.
Okay, my question is a bit different. So you're testifying that you have in the past texted.
خب ببین سوال من یه ذره متفاوته. شما دارین
With
میگید که
someone
در
else.
گذشته با شخص دیگه پیامک فرستادین، درسته؟
ممکنه فرستاده
I
باشه.
may have.
And you have also received texts, correct?
پیامکم دریافت کردین، درسته؟ Yes.
Do you remember ever texting?
Sorry.
There it is. Speaking of devil.
Sorry.
No problem. Did you ever text Kevin
آیا هیچ موقع
for
برای
any reason at any time?
آیا برای کوین هیچ موقع پیامک فرستادین؟ هر زمانی به هر دلیلی؟
از سال 2015 خیلی برام تکست میداد.
Yes, he would send me a lot of texts starting in 2015.
دعوا شد برام تکست میداد.
After the issue and the argument started and he would send me photos as well.
How about 2013?
2013 چی؟
2013 ما تلفنی صحبت میکردیم. چیزی تکسی نداشتیم.
In 2013
تلفنی
we spoke over the phone, not through texts. Our relationship was mainly through the phone.
So you know, sitting here today, you don't remember sending a text or receiving a text to Kevin in the year 2013?
پس یعنی الان که اینجا نشستین یادتون نمیاد که برای کوین پیامک فرستاده باشین یا دریافت کرده باشین در 2013؟
2013 رو نه ولی 2015 به بعد آره.
Not for 2013, but I do for 2015 and moving forward.
Okay. Now, you testified that Kevin called you regarding the $150,000 in the year 2015. How was your relationship with Mahvash at that time?
شما گفتین که کوین در 2015 به شما تلفن کرد در رابطه با این $150,000. در اون زمان رابطه شما با خانم مهوش چطور بود؟
رابطه با مهوش خیلی خوبه. من همیشه با مهوش خوب بودم.
My relationship was very good with Mahvash. It still is. We've always been good. We are two sisters.
And you're very close.
خیلی هم نزدیک هستیم.
And you trust her.
و اعتماد داریم به ایشون.
And she trusts you too.
و ایشون هم به شما اعتماد دارن.
And you believe that she's an honest person.
و اعتقاد دارین شما که ایشون آدم درست و صادقی هستن.
نه تنها من کل فامیل بهش اعتماد دارم.
It's not just me who believes she's honest, the entire family trusts her.
So you do believe that she's honest.
پس یعنی شما اعتقاد دارین که ایشون صادق هستن. I do, yes.
And you believe that she is ethical. She has ethical values,
و
correct?
اعتقاد دارین که ایشون از نظر اخلاقی اخلاقهای درستی دارند و درست. Yes.
And you believe that you're as honest as she is,
و
correct?
شما اعتقاد دارین که خودتون هم به اندازه
In fact,
ایشون صداقت دارین،
You
صادق
have the
هستین.
same ethical values in life, correct?
یعنی عملا شما هم همون ارزش‌های اخلاقی که ایشون دارن رو خودتون هم دارین.
بله.
Yes.
Thank you. Not more, not less.
یعنی نه
The
کمتر
same.
نه بیشتر، همونا رو دارین.
ممکنه آدم‌ها با هم فرق می‌کنه، شاید من یه چیزی بهتر از اون باشه یا اون یه چیزی اون بهتر
People
از
are
من باشه.
different, you know, somebody may be better than somebody else or worse than somebody else. People are
But I'm
different.
talking about ethical values.
دارم راجع به ارزش‌های اخلاقی صحبت می‌کنم.
You're the same.
ولی مثل هم هستین.
تقریباً بله.
Almost, yes.
Is she better or worse than you?
آیا ایشون از شما بهترن یا بدترن؟
Or the same?
نمی‌تونم اینو بگم.
I can't say.
I want to find out about your opinion.
من می‌خوام نظر شما رو بپرسم.
Better, worse, or the same in your opinion?
به نظر شما
From what you know of her.
بهتر هستن، بدتر هستن یا مثل شما هستن تا اونجایی که شما ایشون رو میشناسین؟
من میگم خوبه.
I'd say that she's good.
Okay, now. You said that your relationship with Mahfash was good in 2015. How often were you talking to her?
گفتین در 2015 ببخشید رابطتون با خانم مهوش خوب بود. چند وقت یک بار صحبت میکردین؟
من با محوش حداقل یک روز در میون صحبت میکنم.
I talk to Mahfash at least every other day,
اخیراً نه ها.
but just not recently though.
از وقتی که این دعوا به خصوص شدت پیدا کرده.
Ever since this
اصلا مریض
issue has
شده،
escalated,
depression داره.
she has depression, she's not well.
بس
Move to strike. Non-responsive. Okay.
جواب خط میزنی.
So let's ask the question one more time, please. And just listen to the question and answer my question.
جواب سوال فقط سوال رو گوش کنید، فقط جواب سوال رو بدید.
And in the transcript, when you do it, instead of just saying record was read, could you please put the question? Thank you.
I do, thank you.
Oh, I don't, so thanks.
Yeah. Okay, question. Okay, question. Okay, now you said that your relationship with Mahfash was good in 2015. How often were you talking to her?
گفتین در 2015 رابطتون با خانم مهوش خوب بود. چند وقت یک بار باهاش صحبت می‌کردین؟
یه روز در میون.
Every other day.
How often would you see her in 2015?
چند وقت یک بار می‌دیدینشون در 2015؟ What?
I'm sorry, your glasses are hitting.
Okay, well, how do we want to do this then?
Can you make a suggestion here?
Is that better? Because I'm going to have to go back and forth with these things. Is that okay? All right.
You're good. All right. I'm so sorry. I lost the question. So, how often, in the year 2015, how often were you seeing Mahfash?
در 2015 چند وقت یک بار مهوش خانم رو می‌دیدین؟
میدیدمش هفته یه بار یا حتی اکثر 10 روز با هم می‌کردیم.
Saw her maybe once a week or at the most every 10 days.
And she would talk with you about her life, correct?
ایشون راجع به زندگیشون با شما صحبت می‌کردن، درسته؟ Yes.
And about problems, issues, happiness, everything, correct?
راجع به مشکلاتشون، مسائلشون، چیزایی که تو زندگی خوشحالشون می‌کرد، راجع به همه
راجع
چی.
به خودش و بچه‌هاش و
About
ولی
herself,
راجع به کارش من با من شخص صحبت نمی‌کرد.
her children, but she
ولی
would
راجع به کارش نداشتم که بخوام.
But she would talk to me, would not talk to me about her work because there was no need for me to give her advice on anything.
با هم صحبت می‌کردیم.
We just talked to one another about our lives.
Did you guys talked about Kevin in the year 2015 before Kevin called you regarding the $150,000
آیا در
at Trinity Suisse?
2015 شما راجع به کوین صحبت می‌کردین با هم قبل از اینکه کوین به شما راجع به $150,000 تلفن کنه؟
خیلی نزدیک بودن.
Yes, they were very close to each other.
What was your understanding as what they were doing together.
تا اونجا که
And this
شما
is before the 2015 telephone conversation of $150,000 of lawyers fees.
تا اونجا که شما اطلاع دارین رابطه‌شون با هم چه جوری بود، با هم چیکار می‌کردن قبل از اینی که راجع به $150,000 به شما تلفن باشه؟
من راجع به کار نمیدونم با هم چیکار میکردن ولی با هم معاشرت داشتن.
I don't know what they did together as far as work was concerned, but I do know that they saw one another.
Did they ever tell you what they were doing together?
آیا هیچ موقع گفت به شما که با هم چیکار می‌کردن؟
راجع به اینکه با هم بیرون میرفتن یا خونه مهوش میومد میدیدتشون.
Just about the
کارش چه کاری انجام میدن؟
Just about the fact that they would go out together, or he would come over to Mahvash's house, but not about work.
The year 2015, again, I'm repeating myself because I don't want to confuse you. We are now in 2015. You had this telephone conversation with Kevin Moda. Do you remember what month was it?
در 2015 یادتون میاد حدوداً چه ماهی بود که شما این صحبت تلفنی رو با کوین مودا داشتین؟
سال 2015.
It was towards the end of 2015.
November, December?
نوامبر،
October.
دسامبر، فارسی.
It's okay.
Well, no, the record's going to get messed up.
نوامبر میفهمم نوامبر دسامبر میفهمم.
I can understand November and December.
Maybe October, November, December. Is that a fair
شاید
estimate?
اکتبر، نوامبر، دسامبر.
آخر سال.
It was towards the end of the year.
Okay. So was that the first time that Kevin had talked to you about any dealings that he had with Mahvash?
آیا اون اولین باری بود که کوین با شما در مورد
Business dealings.
کارهای کاری که با محوش انجام میداد صحبت میکرد؟ Yes.
Prior to that, had Mahvash ever talked to you about their business dealings between Mahvash and Kevin?
آیا قبل از اون خانم محوش با شما هیچ موقع راجع به کاراشون که با کوین انجام میدادن بین دوتایشون انجام میشد صحبتی کرده بودن؟ No.
Okay. After you spoke with Kevin, did you have a conversation with Mahvash
بعد از اینکه با
about it?
کوین شما صحبت کردین آیا با محوش خانمم راجع به اون صحبت حرفی داشتین، صحبتی داشتین؟ Yes.
What did you tell her?
چی بهشون گفتین؟
من به دوتایشون گفتم که این کار درست نیست که با هم دعوا کنیم.
I told both of them that it's not right to be arguing with one another.
بهتره که بیاین بشینیم با هم دیگه صحبت کنیم.
It's
و
best
این مشکل رو حلش کنیم.
it's best to have a conversation with each other and get the problem solved.
You are older than Mahvash, correct?
شما از محوش خانم بزرگتر هستین، درسته؟
About 10 years?
حدود 10 سال. 2
2
years.
Okay, 2 years. Okay, so I'm going to ask my question again. Please listen to my question so you can answer.
دوباره سوالم رو تکرار
After you had the conversation with Kevin, did you call Mahvash and talk to her about it?
بعد از صحبتی که با کوین داشتین آیا به محوش خانم تلفن کردین و راجع به اون مسئله باشون صحبت کنین؟
بله.
Yes.
زنگ زدم گفتم که هومن به همچین حرفی رو میزنه.
I called her and told her that Human is saying something like this.
When Kevin had called you, did he say what was it about?
وقتی کوین به شما زنگ
The
زد
$150,000 lawyers fees?
گفتن بهتون که این $150,000 پول وکیل در رابطه با چه چیزیه؟
نه.
No.
When you spoke with Mahvash, did Mahvash say anything back to you?
آیا وقتی با محوش خانم صحبت کردین ایشون جوابی دادن؟ به شما چیزی گفتن؟
گفت یه کیسی مربوط به خودشه که باخته میگه من پول وکیل.
She said that it's a case pertaining to him which he has lost and then wants me to pay for the attorney fees. Did Mahvash mention any names or any addresses or anything about what it was about? محوش خانم هیچ اسمی، آدرسی، کلا چیزی در رابطه با اینکه این پرونده مربوط به چیه گفتن، آوردن اسمی چیزی؟
نه.
No.
And was the name Clark or Clark Property ever mentioned during those conversations?
اسم کلارک یا کلارک پراپرتی، املاک کلارک تو این صحبت ها عنوان شد؟
بله.
Yes.
What was said about that?
چی گفته شد؟
سر همین دعوایی که شد من بهشون گفتم که بیاید بشینیم با هم یه میتینگ داشته باشیم صحبت کنیم.
So I told them that they should sit down and have a meeting regarding this issue that has arisen.
قرار شد که اینا دوتایشون بیان خونه من با من و شوهرم.
It was arranged for them, for both of them, to come to my house and sit down with my husband and I and have a conversation.
روزی که قرار بود دوتایی بیان محفش ساعت 7 اومد تا 9:30 صبر کرد.
On the day that they were supposed to be there, Mahvash got there at 7 p.m. and stayed until about 9.
تا 9:30 وایساد هومن نیومد.
About until 9:30 actually, but Human did not show up, so Mahvash left.
بعد از 10 دقیقه بعد هومن اومد.
And then 10 minutes after that, Human came in.
Okay, thank you so much for your explanation, but I need to understand more details.
یکم جزئیات
So I'm going to ask you some questions. Hold on.
حالا سوال خواهم کرد.
I'm going to ask you questions, so I'm going to help you to basically walk me through this.
برای همین سوالا رو
So I understand
می‌کنم
from what
که
you
متوجه
testified,
بشین.
I understand.
I'm sorry, go
Yes,
ahead.
I'm going to go through this one by one, step by step, to help you remember exactly what happened.
ببینید
Okay?
قدم به قدم میریم جلو که بهتون کمک بشه یادآوری بشه براتون که چه جوری اتفاق افتاد.
In the telephone conversation you had with Human or Mr. Moda or Kevin, did he mention the Clark property, or in your conversation with Mahvash, the Clark property's name came up?
آیا این اسم کلارک پراپرتی در صحبتی که شما با هومن کوین مودا داشتین عنوان شد یا با صحبتی که با خانم محفش داشتین؟
اون موقعی که هومن به من تلفن کرد.
Are you asking when Human called me?
Yes.
Bad.
No.
No.
Okay. When you called Mahvash to talk to her about the $150,000 lawyer's fees, did she mention the Clark property at that point?
به محوش خانم زنگ زدین که راجع به $150,000 پول وکیل صحبت بکنین با ایشون. آیا در اون موقع راجع به کلارک پراپرتی صحبتی کردن، عنوان کردن؟ No.
Okay. So when you spoke with Mahvash, what happened? What was decided during that first telephone conversation about $150,000?
وقتی که در اون تلفن اولیه صحبت اولیه با محوش خانم داشتین راجع به $150,000 چه صحبتی شد؟ چی شد بالاخره؟
من بهش گفتم که این چه داستانیه که شما پیدا کردید. من که نمیدونم در جریانتون چیه ولی بیاین بشینیم با هم صحبت
I asked her what's going on. I don't know what you guys are doing, but it's best if you sit down and talk about it.
Okay, and so then a meeting, and she agreed, Mahvash agreed to attend the meeting, correct?
بعد محوش خانم موافقت کردن که بیان در یک جلسه شرکت کنن. Yes.
And to talk about the $150,000 lawyer's fees, correct?
که راجع به $150,000 پول وکیل صحبت بشه. Yes.
Was there anything else that was supposed to be talked in that meeting?
آیا قرار شد که در اون جلسه راجع به چیز دیگه‌ای هم صحبت بشه؟
نه.
No.
Thank you. And did you call Kevin to tell him that let's have a meeting?
آیا به کوین هم زنگ زدین که بگین بیا یه جلسه داشته باشیم؟
بعد هم روز با کوین هم قرار گذاشته بودم که دوتایی بیان خونه.
Yes, I had arranged with both of them with Kevin to be there as well.
And when was the meeting supposed to take place?
این جلسه کی قرار بود انجام بشه؟
همون آخرای همون 2015 بود که هم دعواشون شده بود که می‌خواستیم ادامه پیدا نکنه.
Towards the end of 2015 when they were in that argument and we didn't want it to continue.
Okay, so when you testified that the meeting was supposed to be at your home,
شما گفتین که این جلسه قرار بود در منزل شما تشکیل بشه. Yes.
and that's Mission Viejo.
در میشن ویهو. Yes.
And at that point, was it your understanding that both Mahvash and Kevin were living in Los Angeles?
تا اونجایی که شما اطلاع داشتین در اون زمان هم محوش خانم هم آقای کوین در لس آنجلس زندگی می‌کردن. Yes.
Okay, and Mahvash got there about 7 and waited till 9:30, correct?
محوش خانم ساعت 7 رسیدن و تا تقریبا 9:30 هم صبر کردن.
And
Yes.
10 minutes after that, Kevin showed up.
و بعد 10 دقیقه بعد از اون آقای کوین رسیدن. Yes.
Did Kevin say why he was late?
آقای کوین گفتن علت که دیر کردن چی بوده؟
من خونه رو گم کردم.
He said I lost
چندین بار خونه
the
من
house,
اومده بود.
but he had been to my house several times before,
تلفن بزن آدرس بگیر.
and he could have even called to get the address.
Do you know what mode of transport?
They moved the strike after we lost the house.
I joined. Okay, do you know how he got it there? Did he drive? Did he take an Uber? Did he ride a motorcycle? How did he get to your home? Do you
اطلاع
know?
داریم که چه جوری رسیدن به منزل شما؟ حالا با ماشین اومدن، با اوبر اومدن، با موتورسیکلت اومدن، چه جوری
با
اومدن؟
موتور اومده.
On a motorcycle.
did he explain to you, for example, that the motorcycle did not have, any? Did he explain to you why he was late due to the motorcycle or not?
آیا بهتون گفتن که به چه
Riding motorcycle.
علتی دیر کرده بودن چون موتورسیکلت سوار بودن؟
فقط گفت من خونه رو گم کردم.
He just said I lost the house.
Okay, now, so you and your husband were waiting for both of them. Mahvash came, but Kevin was late.
خب شما و شوهرتون منتظر هر دوشون بودین. مهوش خانم آمدن ولی کوین دیر کرد.
بله.
Yes.
And it was your understanding that what they were supposed to be talking about was their dispute about $150,000 lawyers fees, correct?
تا اونجایی که شما اطلاع داشتین قرار بود که راجع به اختلاف که داشتن سر این $150,000 پول وکیل صحبت بکنن. Yes.
Was the word Clark property been mentioned before that meeting, or you were not even aware of Clark property on the day that you were supposed to meet?
آیا قبل از اون جلسه اصلا اسمی از کلارک پراپرتی آورده شده بود یا اینکه اصلا شما نمیدونستین که قرار راجع به این صحبت بشه در اون روزی که جلسه تشکیل شد؟
نه. راجع به کلارک من چیزی نمی‌دونستم.
No, I didn't know anything about Clark.
Thank you so much. All right.
You'd be going about an hour or so, and we get to a good place to take 5 minutes. And
No problem. You want to take a break now?
that's fine.
That's fine.
We go on the record time at 11:15.